Hi there, it's Rochelle Jackson, your non toxic lifestyle coach, wellness coach, and essential oil educator. Have you ever been in a situation where you just didn't trust your gut? I don't know. I think of maybe opening a package of raw meat and it smelled bad. And there was no way I was going to serve that to my family or my kids. So I threw it away. It's just that simple. But let me take a step back. If you're joining me live, if you do hashtag live in your name, feel free to comment and I can see your comments live here. And if you're watching on a replay, please leave your name so that I can connect with you if you have questions. So, again, trusting your gut. My gut has never led me wrong. And when I say gut, I think more of intuition. So, when I'm thinking about that from a non toxic lifestyle standpoint, I want to share a story about trusting my gut when about 7 doctors told me that I was fine. I was taking a little creak in with my daughters and all my kids, and I got a small scratch on the back of my leg and bent over in the creek and just rinsed it off. And it got home, didn't think again about it, and then we went on vacation to Lake Michigan, and it was bad, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I went to my family doctor when I got home, and they told me, "Oh, looks like it's healing. It's fine." I said, "But it's twice the size it used to be." By this point, it was 10.5 inches long. And then I went to an urgent care and they said, it might be cellulitis, but it seems to be healing. So then I went to another person in the same practice because my doctor was out and I needed to be seen again. I could barely walk. My entire leg was searing pain. And I have a very high pain tolerance. In the whole vacation, it was just weeping, and I knew something was wrong. So I went back to my doctor and I said, "Look, this is not right. Something is wrong." And they assured me everything was fine. By that night, I was like, "This is not fine." My pain level was excruciating, and I took myself to the hospital. When I walked in the hospital, it was a 5-hour wait, and I went to walk out. And the triage nurse said to me, "Look, if I triage you now and decide you need to stay, will you stay?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but don't you tell everybody they need to stay?" He said, "No, there are many people I wouldn't tell to stay." He said, "But I can't guarantee how long the wait is going to be. It just depends on the serious factor of what you have going on." So he took me back and we went through triage. And I sat for a few hours, probably 2. And next thing you know, I'm back in the emergency room. And everything I knew about my scratch seemed to me to be something under the skin that was infected. So, like a sub-level infection. And I didn't know much about cellulitis, but I had a suspicion it was cellulitis. And I said, I'm just going to go in, get antibiotics. This is what I said to my husband. I'm going to go in, get some IV antibiotics. I'll be right home. Well, that was not the case. I went in and was put in infectious disease for 11 days on 2 different extremely strong hospital grade only antibiotics at a constant drip in infectious disease. And although I wasn't someone who could contaminate someone else, they wanted me to have the ICU priority. It sucked. I'm not going to lie. It was awful. Had I trusted my gut and went in before I went on vacation to the hospital, I would have potentially avoided an 11-day stay at OSU University Hospital in the ICU. If I had trusted my gut, I would know that the over-the-counter antibiotics, the Tegaderm strips, the things that I was getting weren't working. They weren't killing the infection. I know now there are certain oils that kill infection, like staph and MRSA, faster than anything a doctor can prescribe. It's a different type of treatment, and I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you that there's been hundreds of studies done. But what I can tell you is that I have proof from my life. I've gotten staph infection and I've gotten MRSA and haven't been able to get in the doctors for a couple days, and treated it with lemon myrtle oil and was able to clear up those conditions before I got into the doctor. They then followed up with their medication as a precaution. So the moral of my story for sharing this is, when you're cleaning your house, when you're doing your laundry, when you're picking out clothes, washing your dishes, whatever you're doing, if something makes you go, I don't know about this. If your laundry detergent smells way too good, it might be toxic. I used to think that that was a good thing to have laundry that smelled good, but laundry that smells clean is just fine. If you want it to smell good, you can drop some essential oils on a wool dryer ball and it will freshen it up. The amazing thing about what that taught me was, we cannot always listen to others and take that for gospel. Here I had 7 visits to doctors and urgent care to tell me that I was fine. And I had a terrible case of cellulitis and was within 1 millimeter of losing my entire leg because I didn't trust my gut. And I didn't treat it with what I felt was the right thing. So when you're thinking about your food you're buying, trust your gut. When you're buying prepackaged meats, when you're buying vegetables, There are some vegetables that you can buy that are not organic, but there are some that are really not okay to buy non-organic. There's a reason strawberries should not be given to babies under the age of 1. Um, and it's because of the toxicity level. So I encourage you to think about your daily steps, what you're doing every moment of the day, whether you're putting in hair product, putting on makeup, washing your dishes, doing your laundry, just sitting on your sofa, putting pajamas on your kids. Are they flame retardant pajamas? Because if they are, those actually have a neurotoxin in them that was banned in order to make them flame retardant. So I always wondered how they made them flame retardant. It's cloth. Now I know. Um, just think about it. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, if you're watching live, the hashtag live in your name where you're reaching out from. And if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. And I can be in contact that way as well. I can be reached through my email address at Rachelle, RACHELLE Jackson, JACKSON 31 at gmail.com, or you can go out to www.nontoxiclifestyle.com and click book a consultation. And that's a free consultation. It just connects you with me. It gives you some times on a calendar and we can connect, automatically adds you in. Or if you want to reach out and have a conversation because you feel you don't know what your gut is telling you, I'm open for that as well. It's taken me a lot of years to trust my gut. Being a zebra, someone who has a rare disease or a rare disorder that they didn't identify for 38 years. I had my whole life because doctors are trained, if it looks like a horse and it sounds like a horse, it's a horse. But don't zebras look and sound like horses? But they're very different animals. So that's why we're called zebras. That has to do with my disorder. That doesn't mean you have a disorder. It certainly just means be aware of what you're putting in your life. I was thinking I was doing the right thing by cleaning our home with hospital grade cleaners, and wow, I almost killed myself, literally in the shower because we had enclosed shower doors, and I got really sick. So if it feels bad, if it's not something that is sitting well in your gut, take that time to do the research. Take that time to think about it. Take that time to read the ingredients. That's a big one. There are a couple apps out there for cleaning products and skincare products and all kinds of baby products. One is called Think Dirty. Shop Clean. It's a great app. Now, not everything that's great is on there. They're still growing their list of good products. The other one is the EWG website. Just those 3 letters. And that one also is growing its list of good cleaners and products that you can purchase for your home. So just a tip, if you want to download those apps and you just scan them, it's great to know that you're buying something safe and that's not going to be reproductive, endocrine, or end up being passed on to your child if you are pregnant. It's fantastic. You just scan it and it tells you where it is on the list. So I encourage you to think about using those. I'm going to share more in my podcast tomorrow. I'll go into a little greater detail, but I wanted to let you know that you should never doubt your gut. It is there for a reason, and it is your intuition saying, wake up. It's time to make a change. So with all the gratitude and thankfulness I can muster, I really appreciate the time you've spent with me today, and I hope to hear from you. You can click my bell on the LinkedIn website, and that'll notify you anytime I go live. You can subscribe onto my podcast, which is Healthy Home, Healthy Life with Rochelle Jackson. That's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and some other locations, and soon to be on iTunes. And we'll be talking with you soon. So thank you for sharing your time with me, and trust your gut. It's the most important thing you can do. Always. With that, good day.